everybody. Good evening, aliens.
Listen to our show, you might have a bonus hole.
No, it hasn't changed.
Nothing's gotten better.
We live in Michigan, which is surrounded by the 3 largest freshwater bodies of fresh water in the world.
We're starting to, you say, well, they tell you can't eat the fish out of half of the water around here. Why is that?
Well, there's this cool company called Dow Chemical. Got its original start here in Michigan. They manufacture a couple cool products. Agent Orange, they did that. Napalm was a big one.
I tried looking into it because, I live right off of the Huron River. And I used to catch a lot of fish out of there. And they told me I can't eat the fish. I don't know if we talked about this or not before.
I don't think so.
PFAS is the issue why I can't eat fish out of almost the entirety of the Huron River. And that flows right into Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Right. But it's from what I have come up with all my research, it was a chemical plant in, I think it was Wixom, and they make an adhesive product, and it was a byproduct of that they were dumping. And I keep trying to ask. I'll talk to DNR and all that, and it's how long until it's out of the river? You know what I mean? A river flows. It's not like they stopped it. It's not a reservoir. So how long until this replenishes itself, and what is the timeline? When am I going to be able to eat these fish out of this river again?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm paying for a fishing license, which is kind of rational too, if you ask me.
Yeah. You can't fish unless you have a license.
Yeah, can't fish, can't hunt.
Nope,
can't collect rainwater. Can't. That's still a thing, right?
I think it is, but yeah, don't look at my pole barn.
But it's like, and I don't care. I'll eat the fish. Apparently, everything gives you cancer nowadays, so it's like,
Yeah.
But do I feel morally right trying to say, hey, here's my kids? Do I feed them?
Yeah, that's fear-mongering, too.
Yeah.
They do poach that a lot. And I mean, it's one of those, COVID was a great example of that. It's like, you want your grandma to die?
Oh, God. Well, I just
you want your kids to die?
I seen a short video, and it was Fauci, and it was like 2020. He was like, if you take this vaccine, you will be safe. And then, 2 years later, he's like, I've had COVID 3 times. And he's like, he says he's had a total 6 vaccines for this thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just that and the masks. And it's the mask work. Masks don't work. Now they're mandatory. Now, it's funny, I heard a story not too long ago. It was within the last year, and I think it was on the public transportation in New York. You're not allowed to wear masks now. You can't wear masks now because
people are committing crime.
Yeah, so it's like first they were charging you for not wearing a mask, and then now they're charging you for wearing a mask. It's totally crazy.
Yeah, it's bass backwards on a lot of those things, and yeah, the COVID thing. That one's a trip because I see that with the party that doesn't back big corporations but has Alphabet, Google, NBC, CSBC, CBS, YouTube, Twitter. Not Twitter. I'm sorry. Twitter's the only one that's not with them. Meta.
They're the biggest donors for the Democratic Party.
How many texts, since it's getting closer, how many texts have you gotten promoting Kamala Harris sent to your phone?
Well, most of my texts have been local, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
I got probably in the last month, I'd say almost every other day I get a text. I think my wife might have used my phone number for something stupid.
You'll have that.
Or mine's on for the fucking ironworkers or whatever.
I'm a sucker for those sweepstakes, dude.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, we got Brownells, Geisley, all these
you want this free gun?
25. It's like a 500,000 round drum of 5.56. They're being raffled, and I'm like, everybody's got to, fill this out. I never win anything, so it's like they got me. They have a sucker.
The only time I ever won any of those, I don't even remember doing it. But apparently, at one of the head shops up in Saginaw, just quite a few years back, I had put my shit down for a little raffle or whatever. Fucking got a phone call randomly saying, "Hey, you want a free piece?" And I'm like, "Huh?"
That's hilarious.
So I had this freaking wax rig that looks like a Minute Maid bottle. It said Minute Buds on it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, fucking, yeah, whatever.
That's funny, man. He's like, so I still appreciate the smell of it. And, I wish I could tell myself that I could restrain myself from expanding on, different substances, if I were to go back to smoking some herb, but the wife, we talked about it. She's like, maybe I'll grow a couple plants next year. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I like to look at it. I like the smell of it. But
yeah,
I've been seeing, talk about these random ads. I've been seeing ads for mushroom gummies lately. Is that a thing?
Mushrooms are decriminalized in Ann Arbor. They're starting to be starting to become decriminalized county by county before it goes statewide, which will be it's the next step. Personally, I think that's proper. Anything that sticks in the ground and grows out of it, I don't think that should be illegal. But that's just me.
Prohibition doesn't work.
No,
it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't work for anything really. I mean, you want it, you're going to find a way to get it. Just. Do I think that they should just go ahead and like legalize heroin or stuff like that? It's
look at Oregon.
But at the same time, it doesn't work for anything. They tried it with alcohol.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's not going to work for guns.
No.
It's
not going to work for guns. And have you seen and heard the new YouTube guidelines for all the gun tubers?
I haven't, but I have seen a lot. There's been a downfall in it. I follow quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And the content is not really there. Some of the guys that have been doing it for longer, they're getting by on their Patreon, and they've got sponsors. Some of these guys, it seems like they're all sponsored by the same people.
Yeah.
The SDI, which I've heard is a scam.
Grand Thumb has a video on it. I need to watch that now that you reminded me.
But it's like that, the USCCA or whatever that is, which is also a scam.
Yeah, someone will tell you what you can and cannot do with your concealed carry. It's like, okay, I guess it's an insurance in case you.
Yeah, they say that if you're in a life or death situation and you do have to use lethal force, that they'll cover you with lawyers and this and that. But what they don't tell you is, if you were in the wrong any whatsoever, that you're still liable. That they could deny your service.
Yeah, it's not like it's a freaking card that you whip out and be like, this guy pissed me off in traffic and hit my window and I can shoot him in the head.
They say that you might be able to choose between lawyers or this and that. And I don't know. In my younger years, I've created some issues for myself and had to have lawyers, and you end up paying thousands of dollars for an attorney, and you end up taking a plea. Yeah. Or you plead guilty anyway, and it's like, what did I give all this money for? Half the time it's just the lawyer taking your money, and you don't even realize it.
I think Ray Frisky, he said it the best when I got my DUI. He was on number 3, and he's like, I don't pay for a lawyer because all they do is they just know how to file the paperwork. If you know how to file the paperwork, you just fill it out, file it yourself. No, you're going to plead guilty anyway. They got you on all accounts. There
was 2 times where I've actually had I've had an attorney that it was beneficial, 100%, and that was with custody issues. And then when I was trying to get my license back, because I had to deal with out of state, and I couldn't deal with the out of state courts, so I had to hire an attorney that was local to there, and he did all the footwork down there, which he was phenomenal.
That's good.
Thank God for that. But
that's good.
But the other 15 times I've had attorneys, it was just a waste of money.
Just fucking hand over fist money.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with them. It's just like, if you know that you're guilty on something, sure, an attorney might be able to help. At the end of the day, these systems are set up for money.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's the legal system or it's the people trying to protect you from the legal system.
Government.
They all want their money. That's why you see these rich people that get away with everything. Because they just go, oh, well, I guess I'm supporting the fucking police banquet this year. Writing the check for that one.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Or, Hunter Biden dropping cocaine at the White House and then getting charged with What did he get? He got charged with.
Oh, he didn't get charged. That was allegedly. They didn't charge him for that.
Not that. The only thing they
don't know who
been able to pin him.
Was cocaine.
Right. The West Wing having a party, swinging from the chandeliers. No, he was getting charged with negligent disposal of a firearm.
Yeah.
Because like his girlfriend at the time knew that he had a gun in his car, which he got illegally. Go figure. He fudged the forms because he's fucking drug addict and crazy. And you can just, this is the forms, by the way. We don't do background checks, but you have to fill out a background check to get a goddamn gun. Weirdest thing ever. You fucking fill out your form. You can click yes or no. Then that gets submitted to a database, and then it comes back, yay or nay. Just click yes and see what the system says. Processing thousands, hundreds of thousands of these daily. Some of these things fall through the fucking cracks. It's not a perfect system, but I don't want any more of a system for it.
Well, they got you jumping through hoops to buy a firearm here in our state now.
Yeah, what the hell? I haven't bought a gun in a couple of years.
Well, to buy a handgun now, you got to buy just like they used to. You got to get a pistol purchase permit through your local law enforcement. Now you take it into your gun store. You got 14 days or whatever to buy the gun. Mm-hmm. Then they can choose whether or not to run another background check. Mm-hmm. So you kind of almost go through two of them now, and you don't have to do that. You're omitted from that if you have your CPL.
Right.
But now you go in there and you still got to do, was it 4470 or whatever that is, the paperwork is. Fill all that out, and then you still got to wait.
Because like 2014 or 2015, one of the pistols I purchased, they give you that pistol registration. Mm-hmm. You register, you go to a cop shop and you drop it off and say, hey, I have a pistol, which is dumb. What happens if you don't do that?
I think you get charged for that.
You forget about it.
I did that during COVID.
I cannot confirm or deny anything.
No, during COVID, I was like, well, I got this paper. I mean, back in the day when I bought, I bought mostly long guns, so you don't have to do any of that. But back when I bought my first handgun, that would have been 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You went in the store, you bought it, and then they turned it in.
Right, yeah.
So I was used to that. I was like, oh, well, whatever. They'll figure it out sooner or later.
Right.
And then somebody was like, well, maybe you should turn that in. And I went and I talked to the nice lady over there in Washington, and she was like, yeah. She's like, you might want to turn these in and get some trouble for having that unregistered, because they don't have the registration.
Right.
But I was like, I pulled that whole, COVID, a scary time. Didn't want to come out of the house and turn this in.
I was terrified. And I was walking around with no mask, coughing on everybody. You want to get a fast checkout during COVID? Start doing one of these numbers.
Yeah. I still see those stickers, those 6 feet apart stickers that they left on the floor.
Dude, it's like remnants of a fucking ancient time now. It's so funny because it's so wore out and shit. Oh my god. It's going to be like fucking Vietnam flashbacks when our kids ask us about, Dad, what happened during 2020?
They had the gardening sections all like corded off. You couldn't buy things. And it's like, what?
Dude, I made a point and embarrassed the hell out of Katie. We went to Menards to go buy some soil, buy some other shit.
This is back in
COVID days. So, sure shit. I'm like, why the fuck would they do this? And I'm like, okay, I could bring the soil up to the register. Like, you can't buy that. I'm like, okay. I'm taking it then.
I'm just gonna walk out.
Yeah, I'll just walk out with it then. Like, no. Well, you can buy it online and do an in-store pickup. I said, so you want me to?
Not doing that.
Want me to? I'm standing in line holding up people. I'm like, so you want me to do this? Purchase online. Okay, I purchased it. I have it. Here's my receipt. I'm walking out the door with this now. And they're like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm like, what was the difference?
Yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Freaking China's already got all my details anyway.
You want to buy a quesarito from 7-Eleven? Or from Taco Bell?
Okay.
It's an online order only.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that shit. That's so stupid.
You can't just order one at the drive-thru.
I swear to God, they hit me with that Nacho Bel Grande. I got to do that shit. We're gonna be fighting in the fucking. I'll be jumping back there making that shit myself.
Yeah.